was on my edge to see the entire album. I didn't know what was going to happen, and that's tough to do on a rap album, you know, where a lot of people feel like everything's been rapped about already. Like, what can a rapper do that's different? Well, here you go. Top5rapwebsite.com. You already know what's going on. Today we got Mike Disco, so it's just dropped today. Bought it on Bandcamp. Wave file, 2 CD. I'm still a mixtape listening ass nigga. Track number 1, Evil Eye.
I was gone for a tad on the way back, dummy. If you talk bad, I'm getting paid back, dummy. Why you trying to hang? You should say that money in my same bag. Niggas couldn't take that from me. They crash. I know when to lay back, dummy, on that strange ass where I used to lay rats hungry, so we ain't have. Brother on the train, pack something to.
Was that a Captain Ahab bar? You know, put that in the comments.
True sour late. It ain't nothing just to break acts. I chewed around the plate. It was months of doing way bad before I saw the cake. Then it's years of trying to change paths. Fears are coming late. Too embarrassed for this lame ass chairs where he stand. Try comparing, but it ain't that. It's Paris in this game. Terry told me not to.
Alright, so you know his flow, his rhyme scheme is there. You know, some of these bars is gonna take me more than the first listen to catch all these bars. But Mike, you know, real proficient lyricist, real influential lyricist. You know, I think he had a lot to do with that Some Rap Songs album by Earl. So around that time we saw a distinct style change by Earl, more deeper into lo-fi. Still Earl style, still his, you know, layered rhyming, but definitely a shift. And I think Renaissance Man, I've said this before, Renaissance Man, Weight of the World, those may God bless your house. So I think those projects played a big role.
Praise cash share where it came. Thank my parents cause I aged fast, steer me through the flame. Know they hear when my brain splash, cherish what I gain. But there's a lot of shit to take back, dummy niggas fake. Pay your hand, leave that same bag bloody. It's for my mama when I make raps, dummy, when I pray, cause I know she gon' pray back for me. A lot of shit to take back, dummy niggas fake. Pay your hand, leave that same bag bloody. It's for my mama when I make raps, dummy, when I pray, cause I know she gon' pray back for me.
Okay, that was Evil Eye. Nice little intro. You know, his flow, you know, that kind of slurred type flow. That's what it is, man. And again, you hear that in a lot of different artists today. Track number 2, Alarmed. Try to find a producer on this. Maybe it's Mike himself. Oh, featuring Sideshow. No credits on Spotify. We look on Bandcamp.
You under my finger, you far away. And I can't
Sideshow.
see you in my car, only a J. I'm zooted, walk around in circles, hope to see your face. I miss you like I missed a straight shot. Caught a little pace, now I'm sitting up in the shell shock. Missing the days, if it's a problem, just to holler away. If it's an issue, bullets hit you, they won't miss you today. About $1 more, back to my ways. You see these fucked up praise, mom, I'm trying to get paid.
You know, so the beat building out, you know, we 40 seconds in and we finally got some semblance of drums, so, you know. You can hear, if you listen to Earl a lot and you've never heard Mike, like you can hear where Earl gets some of his juice from. Or maybe it's vice versa, I don't know. I heard Mike do this style first though. But I'm pretty sure they're all homies.
Back to eating SARS, now we got the beef bizarre. Had to leave my heart, I had to get the deep bizarre. You seen a star, remember we ain't meet it all. It's just me and Wall, dripping tar, speaking flaws. When the mission start, pray it never lead to war. It's hard to feel the parts, crazy, I've been needing more. My addiction start, my brain revealed its greedy core. Should be blazing like a meteor. You need a dream, you need to pay me, what's the meeting for? Got more ties than they got laces in the sneaker store. Where's the fire in me, why that I could feel for. Why you lying like you sliding, you a Theodore? They try to hide the
Why you lying like you sliding, you a Theodore? So if you caught that bar, let me know. You know, again, with this style, it's a lot of intentional mixing of the beat to make it sound a certain way. So sometimes words are hard to decipher, especially within this flow that they have. You know, so you could see the look on my face. I'm trying my hardest.
the rich and fine and niggas feed the poor. We specialize in click and grind and we the breachy doors. Bars. I'm whole niggas. Bars.
Okay. That was Alarmed. Track number 3, Leaders of Tomorrow. So these samples is all nice.
In this show, we're going to bring you a variety of entertainment, variety of artists, variety of music and dances.
You gonna rap over this or the beat gonna change?
Confidence in the eating. Tonight, I've got something special for you.
Or maybe no bars. It's 2 minutes though, so.
Wherever you've been watching and listening to what we're doing. Now, I did a composition. Yara Manyan Wobi. The meaning of that is that the children of today are automatically the leaders of tomorrow. And as we, the older ones, are fading out of
If you know who this speaker is, post it in the comments.
the younger ones to come up, pick it up, and do better than what we did.
He's obviously from Africa. You can hear the accent.
More so,
I mean Nigeria.
having the courage to come forth and give out one of the endowments given to you by the Almighty God. It pleases me.
Okay. I don't know if we're getting bars on this, you know. I like to. Oh, okay. See, don't skip that. You gotta be patient sometimes, okay? But it is gonna be a beat change. I like to hear him rap over this stuff, but you know, he gotta have his aesthetic right.
Listen to what we're doing.
I had them label checks going out to sis. I could only trust the thought to see a wrist tight. Sometimes I thought to take the losses as a gift. Cause only death will show you how to live, right? Although I only felt the sorrow I should give, like thought like big, stomp bars like hitchhike. I pray tomorrow, not red.
Bars like hitchhike.
Said I gotta stay more than I did. Like these tough niggas gotta stay more than they did. From the slums, so you gotta take more than they split, Mike. More or less, yo, it's all the same shit. Break a sweat, start morphing at midnight. Pouring in a split, take the morning just to shift. Put a fortune on a quick type. Morals don't exist, they be roll over fist fights. Pour to what biz? Abortion of your click type, distortion of the disc. It's not an invite, deployment of the shit. I'm done getting scared twice, enjoying what it is. Why I soul didn't bliss. So a lick might, photos of the shit make me wonder where it switched like. But with a grim ride, spoil of the kid. I had my 10 size, love me cause I've been riding. My paranoia like a sis, you shouldn't wait for me to itch by it. Know my taste, something blazing with the dim light. Favorite cause the whip, making paper from the slick writing.
Listen to what we're doing.
Okay, how was Leaders of Tomorrow? Again, just trying to take it all in. You know, these first listen reactions, man, if you guys know anyone who do the first listen reaction to hip-hop better than me, let me know. Because I be catching more than a lot of niggas, but, you know, this style, this aesthetic, you know, is not meant to be heard easily, you understand? Track number 4 is Center City.
And I promise you one thing, that if anybody, and I mean anybody, come to try to take over your room, they gonna be in.
And they seem to be starting off these songs with these really smooth sounding samples, but then the beat devolves into something else, into that more lo-fi, you know, muffled type thing. Rap over this.
I know the difference
Yes.
between song niggas being ops. I know to listen before I talk, so I be seeing live. I know these niggas feeling raw, we gon' keep it hot. They been feeding for the sauce, I should keep it hot. You know we cheap, I need it all, wouldn't leave a spot. The only cheap that know these thoughts to be me and God's. The only dream that we need lost to be me with mine. Stroll with Jesus ain't involved, it's police about. My oldest secrets in these song, so them demons loud. And soulless creatures in the dawn.
Yeah, so if you haven't noticed yet, you know, this is not a guy who's trying to be lyrical, you know, had a biggest metaphor and be like, oh, I connected this bar to that metaphor in the first verse and I made a triple entendre. This is a dude who's more ill poetic. Like, he's like tailoring the rhyme schemes and really making everything rhyme. So
the ghost of Cleveland is resolved. I host a weak child. I know the deepest of my wrongs. I have reconciled.
I like this beat.
Piece of kiwi stronger with a sweetest smile. I smoke and drink a kiwi calm, at least to be around. While open thinking don't.
Just smoke and drink will keep me calm, just to be around.
Long I try to shrink a cloud. I know they thinking where you gone, you underneath the crown. Boat was sinking all along, I was beneath the scout. I'm so for thinking it was strong, you want to see me drown.
Oh, okay, hold on. I think I missed it.
Strong, you want to see me drown.
One more time.
Try to shrink a cloud. I know they thinking where you gone, you underneath the crown. Boat was sinking all along, I was beneath the scout. I'm so for thinking it was strong, you want to see me drown.
I don't heard a stroke drown bar.
I know they thinking where you gone, underneath the crown. Always thinking all the
I really like that beat. Make sure I'm not missing anything at the end of these songs. Yeah, I like that he let that beat ride out too, because that's a nice little easy listening type beat. Track number 5, we got Big Love. Oh, this beat heavy. I gotta turn this down a little bit. Oh, you gotta rap over that, cuz. Okay, so again, this is what I'm talking about with aesthetic. So, like I said earlier, Mike, he's not really trying to be, he's being lyrical because he's being intentional to make sure on certain verses that the rhyme scheme is very intact. So he's not just a guy, it doesn't seem like he's a guy that's just going there and freestyling, whatever happens, happens. You know, I'm just one taking it. But the aesthetic is much more important to him. You know, even more so than you understanding every word. You know, for him, for Mike, it seems like this aesthetic, this overall feel is more important. And I try to get that across when I review albums, that you can't just judge albums all on the same values. You gotta judge albums based on what they're trying to do. Because everyone's not trying to be lyrical miracle.
It's hard to take love as it is, love as it was. When it was sick.
These drums is like so rhythmically wild. Like, it almost reminds me of Timbaland's 1 in a Million drums on the Leah song 1 in a Million. Your love is a 1 in a million. Like, at some points, it's like the fast drums on that beat. I can't hear shit but bass. it's kind of sad that I can't really hear much because this second verse sounds very deep. Like I'm hearing the way some decisions ain't worth the second thought that I gave. Like he's really, if you take his lyrics and read them out just a cappella, you're like, man, this is a deep dude. You understand?
I just be sitting stalling verses when my heart ain't in game. Too many winners falling, too many bigger causes chirping if you calling my name. And if you bitter talking, hurting cause they walking in shame. They know who hit the hardest, you know who sweat, bleed and cry, gon' get regardless. And use the pen and sharpness. It's hard to take love as it is, or love as it was. When it was sick. When it wasn't, it was tough. When it's blood, it be thick. So a mother, I was stuck. Bubble bud, I be quick. I try to make a run, but I slip.
I think that's it. You get another verse or what's that?
I try to make a run, but I slip.
Okay, so yeah, that was Big Love. Track number 6, Zaza. So it's about that Za, that exotic, or is it something else? Is that someone's nickname? You know, and just the fucking contrast between that abrasive ass song, Big Love. Not the lyrics though. The lyrics are butter. You know, if the lyrics are posted to this album, I'm gonna have to go back, you know, read those lyrics. You know, it's really hard to hear what he was saying. But again, it's intentional. Like, but the contrast from that abrasive to this just very calming chime. It's just funny.
Yeah, stuck in the midst of it all. Struggling, nah, but I'm recovering. Soon as the sea rain huddling. It's love, but I'm missing this call.
Okay, so this seems more of a that was what I'm looking for. I was gonna say lackadaisical, but more, you know, just free spirited song. And my main point that I was gonna make here is different flows. Dude has different flows. Dude has different deliveries. So there's some albums where I review and I'm like, man, you know, it's the same delivery every song, or it's just, you know, this person has like a similar flow. Mike has multiple flows, multiple deliveries, multiple styles, and isn't afraid to experiment. You know what I'm saying?
Tucking it, sob. If you wanting it, sauce. And substance is here for reward. If you was who you say that you are, then I fumbled it, sob. But I be chuckling, all of this shit I be juggling, large. You say goodbye for the dumbest shit, lost. I know this life ain't what come with it, all. A lot of despise I be crumbling. I know if I die they will butcher it, false. I know why you hide what you covering, flaws. They left me dry.
I don't know why you hide what you covering. Flaws. You know, it's just, you know what I'm saying? This song is, again, patterned rhyme scheme, and he's staying to it, and he's disciplined to it. So, between the beat changes and, you know, the crazy mixing and just the off-kilter shit that's going on, it's still throughout everything, the constant is a very disciplined flow pattern. And at times it does sound like he's freestyling. I know I said earlier, at times it sounds like he's, you know, not freestyling. And, you know, what I mean is he's not just going in there one take and leaving the mistakes or just like, fuck it. Like some artists, you listen to that and you're like, bro, this is a freestyle. Like you're just saying anything. Like dude is, some of it sounds like freestyle in stream of consciousness, but it sounds very intentionally put together, you know. Like, so you might have freestyled it, but then wrapped it together at the end. So, and that's how you get this very patterned rhyme scheme. Or I could be wrong.
I'm not in the tide, I be under it. Jaws. My noggin is fried, I be buffering.
I'm not on the tide, I be under it. Jaws. You know, so the movie Jaws, you know, shark, you know, water reference, you know what I mean?
I'm hot cause them guys you be running with. Saw Mars in the sky, she was hovering.
I missed the bar.
The covenant. I'm not in the tide, I be under it. Jaws. My noggin is fried, I be buffering. I'm hot cause them guys you be running with. Saw Mars in the sky, she was hovering. Gone. Crying my eyes and my cousin there. Strong. Stuck in the midst of it all. Struggling. Stuck in the midst of it all. Struggling.
Let's make sure we're not missing nothing at the end. Yeah. like that you let this.
Sitting here talking today. It is because of your support and the encouragement we had from you over the years that has stayed us here. Most importantly, because of.
And I'm gonna go back after this first listen again. I got this on CD, so this is gonna ride in my car for a couple weeks, if not months. I'm gonna go back and listen to all the end of song cameos. It seems like the African speakers here are a constant. It's a part of the theme of the album, so I'll string it all together later. Track number 7, Ghoulish.
Away from your calling, do not give up.
Yeah, it's been a wild ride so far.
I keep loving you every day. Never stop loving you. And I love it.
Delete the truth with all the speed dial. Do it as you speak, I'm just proving what you be about. Loose up off the weed, she started moving worse than me now. How you just
Missed those bars.
Delete the truth with all the speed dial. Do it as you speak, I'm just proving what you be about. Loose up off the weed, she started moving worse than me now. How you deserve to eat when you was snoozing with your feet out. Polluting me with dreams with disillusions I could reach out. Cruising out your sleep, pick maneuver on the street now. I'm choosing not to peep, you ain't cool enough to beat down. I got enough pull to tug a tree, I hit the jeweler for my teeth down. Coolers with a gleam, play this move into the scheme route. Rulers of the east, I got ruins up in East Town. Ruthless in my jeans, learn to use it up at D's house. Cooling off the links, plus the rumors loving green mouth. The boomers didn't teach, but the Buddha brought some peace round. I would've thought
The boomers didn't teach, but the Buddha bought some peace round. And just that bar tucked in between that flow that he's been on the same rhyme scheme since the very beginning. And it's just like no slippage.
I did produce it how they beat sound. I took precaution with the usage cause it bring down. My hunger started as a youth, I didn't see crown. Just stuffed apartments in the loop. My gov alarming when you use it, it'll ring loud. When yours muttered, it be mute, deep frowns. I started thugging on my deuce, it be cheap smiles. And love cluttered with abuse.
These bars going over my head, you know what I mean? These lines. No drums on this. I like this one though. I'll say this one. Ghoulish. Before I get on to the next track. Track number 8, we got Babyvillain, In Our Veins. Turn that up a
I ain't caught up with my sis lately. Forget we was kids. Try to remember all the bliss. Just remember should have been crazy. Memory again. But the enemies was there. Made me stress to give you grit. That respect made me a bit lazy. Checks gave me a crib. Neglect made me a big baby. Breakfast on the bed. Still stepping where you skip. Shake.
Rhyme scheme again.
Every session made they limbs achy. Restless like my twin. Gotta check it when it get hazy. Deficits in the wind. Them lessons did a bit. Confessions that I skip daily. Pressure to exist. I got clever with them wins. That pessimism piss taking just for me to sin. It take less for me to click. My energy had been vacant. Remedy was pissed. Maybe Hennessy in diff places. Trenches where I live. While with Freddy, I got thin patience. Berries told me spit. Try to spear me from that pig station area on that strip. Only here when it's glicks waving.
Pig station.
Yeah, it is when you prepare to get your shit caving. Terror did the trick. Got some areas to fix. We take a stereo is lit. Every carrier is mistaken. Buried in the bin.
Just a very aggressive flow on this one over a very, I would say, calmer beat, especially calmer than what we've heard, some of what we heard so far.
I used to fiddle with Devil's OG. Thanks to my sisters, they check up on me. Try to get bigger to get it OG. I forget, hope I remember you jetted on me. Baby better, special police. Babysitter was getting lonely. I reconsider, be that nigga and flex emoji. Try to litter my testimony. I keep a rizzle and pressure on me.
This This be hard.
That is what you said it won't be. I shit with my efforts on you. I used to giggle to let up on me. Trying to hide this in my temple on me. How I live, you expect I don't speak. I used to fiddle with devils on me. Thanks to my sisters, they check up on me. I'm trying to get bigger and get it over. I forget, nobody remember. I used to fiddle with devils on me. Thanks to my sisters, they check up on me. I'm trying to get bigger and get it over. I forget, nobody remember.
That was Babyvillain in Our Veins. I like both those beats, and I like that beat change. You know, he kind of just did more so a bridge to end it out, which I'm okay with. You know, just the song structure on here, a lot of what you hear on here, even the beats, very unconventional. Track number 9, At Thirst Sight by Assia. Some violin. I don't know what we gonna get next. I'm just excited to hear what it sound like. That's the thing, you don't know what's about to happen.
My love was never misplaced.
Break from the lyrics. I feel it. We a minute in. Like I said, this song structure. Pause that. This song structure. Everything he do is very unconventional. The only thing conventional about him is the way it is rhyming. Like this nigga strings together rhymes like really only rivaled by Earl. Like Earl is one of the dudes, and has always been one of the dudes, even when he was like 17. He gonna rhyme the whole verse. He might keep the same rhyme scheme the whole verse and still say some deep stuff. Like you got some rappers, even you listen to legends, like go listen to Super Lyrical by Big Pun and Black Thought. That song is meant to be super lyrical, you know, rhyming a lot. But you read the verse and like some of what's being said is nonsense. You know, these guys like Earl and Mike, they rhyme the whole verse. And it's not nonsense though. Like they really speaking about their life or introspection, and it's not nonsense. So that's the one constant on here. Everything else is very unconventional. We're a minute in to this song, At Thirst Sight, and nothing's happened. It's just been like these couple samples just contrasting with each other. We don't know what's about to happen at this point of the song. Now we got some bass a minute in. Sound like an 808. Beat's still building out. We a minute and a half in. Everything building out. We got some claps. Sound like some chimes. I wouldn't be mad if this whole thing is instrumental. I'm not mad at that. Now it's breaking down, and that's the song. Again, you don't know what to expect. You don't know what to expect. The whole time I'm waiting for a verse. And he know I'm waiting for a verse. He know we waiting for a verse, but he's like, no. You're gonna take this aesthetic, and it's on to the next song. So, track number 10, Frogville. MK Ultra. So if you know about MK Ultra, does that have to do with Monsanto? And again, just on the edge of the seat, the whole album. I'm on the edge of my seat this whole album. I don't know what's gonna happen. Is it gonna be all instrumental? Is it gonna be another abrasive song like Big Love? Is it gonna be smooth listening? All right, hold on, see? We don't want to miss no bars.
Life gave hope to niggas these days. Sharing life, coping with the deep phase. Instead of fight, my notion was the key save. Get right, my vote is to receive space. Goodbye, wrote in the sea state. Took time, a couple times. I wrote it as the grief state. The Frogville line was so atrocious, trying to be straight.
That bass crazy.
Yeah, the ocean wave cliche. I shook the dock to the ocean when it's deep waves. It's just surprising I be noticing a week late. Could have spotted just exposing for the briefcase. Quiet or spoken to my teeth break. At my eyes, I be open, trying to see his face. I deny it, I be broken, but the peace stay. Felt the rise of emotion, trying to briefcase. Take a lightness in the golden, out the sweet fate. If you trying to give me tokens, I deem hate. I grew shy, all the homeless in the leaves chain. I be signed, soaking beneath frame. I trying for an over, it's a breeze game. Got it, but the jokers out of the train.
And when he rapping over like super hard abrasive bass like this, I don't know on YouTube if y'all can hear this bass. Like the bass is literally shaking the shit in my car. Like the bass is like I got some hand sanitizer right here and like it's shaking it. I got some like Blistex. Like I'm low key about to move it because it's a little distracting. When he has a heavy bass like this, it's hard for me to hear what he's saying because they also mix his vocals under this shit. And then there's this vocal effect on it. And then he's also purposefully not enunciating all the way. So it's kind of like purposefully done that way. And I'm here trying to listen for lyrics and it's like, yo.
Soaking beneath rain. Last time putting over this breeze game. Shot got it with the joker side sleep train. Say goodbye from the bogus is released. Soaking beneath rain. Last time putting over this breeze game. Shot got it with the joker side sleep train. Say goodbye from the bogus is relieve pain. Soaking beneath rain.
Okay. So again, wild ride so far, yo. Track number 11, we got Endgame.
How does one illuminate a dark and muddy sky?
The Avengers.
One thing left to do, you got ram in the darkness with your rhyme.
This vintage piano.
Yeah. They be checking for the drip, we the template. Was in the hands of made chips on the end way. I was kicking for a bit, but the rent paid. Had my mental on the best, not the end game. Was a rebel to the kids on the sunset. I couldn't settle, couldn't sit, sense fade. It started messing with the spliffs, intense pain. Used to bezel it with grins when the friends came. With the bezel with the glyph for my neck chain. No special every script for my left brain. Don't resemble they be with less range. I started getting in the whips to be less trained. I be stressing over shipping to reflect age. How you fetish over grimace and expect grades. Saying
I be stressing over shit and it reflect age. You know, so
with the bezel with the glyph for my neck chain. No special every script for my left brain. Don't resemble they be with less range.
I know it's special every script from my left brain. So they say the left brain is the creative side. You know, scripts is the verse.
Started getting in the whips to be less trained. I be stressing over shipping to reflect age. How you fetish over grimace and expect grades. Stay invested in the mission, fire rest pray. For the way and ammunition for the next day. To be a witness of the riches and neglect made. Respect change. I gotta praise my intuition cause it's death paid. In this death phrase, I gotta claim cause niggas listen when they press play. I gotta stay the niggas isn't what the press say. My obligation to the rhythm to my chest break. I dropped away and now the rhythm's in the best shape.
So I don't think, again, people recognize also the difficulty rhyming over a beat like this? Like, what's going on in this beat?
Listen when they press play. I got stated niggas isn't what
No
the
drums.
say. My obligation to the rhythm, to my chest.
There's some bass in the vintage piano. And he built a whole flow and rhyme scheme over it and maintained it the entire time. So like just the difficulty to do that. And then the bars make sense. Kind of hard to understand. Again, I'm gonna have to go back, re-listen to this album and read the lyrics along with it. But, you know, just, it's worth mentioning the difficulty of what's happening. Track number 12, we got World Market, Mo Money. So World Market, not World's Fair, I'm thinking of something else. It's a New York thing though. Very jazz influence. You hear the very jazz influence. Anytime you hear those, forget what the cymbals, I guess. Well, that's part of the drum. That's gonna be jazzy. Very lush piano. I wouldn't be mad if this is just an instrumental either. You hear the bass guitar. Very jazzy.
Back if you got more to give it sad, but you can hit 9 for a point shot pad. On hearing niggas raps, I be bored of feeling fat. I probably take a nap if I recorded this cat. I need to know they past, what's the origin? Who the leader of they pack is they showing him? Better put my feet up and relax, there'll be more of this axe. Trust beneath them dash to be tournament stats. Trust beneath the scabs, need some collagen for that. He the toughest on the ground, we gon' hold him to his track. Assumptions in the plan, if the focus is the bad. Here's the comers with the gang, we was trolling on that ad. Cluttered with the hands to controlling on my path. They gon' love you.
Listen to how he killing just a jazz lounge beat. You feel me? Listen to how he went full rapper mode on this. So he's turned this otherwise just a jazzy jazz lounge instrumental. Now he's turned it into a full blown rap song. Flowing over it like he got boom bap drums on.
Hold you, my man, but it's lonely when you crash. They don't know me from a strand, try to throw me with the batch. Only in a jam, do you know me to react? I be smoky like the lamb, we were roasted like a bear. I pop a holy like the lamb, and still be bogus with the cash.
Double lamb reference, hold on.
Blast and dispose you in the trash. Hold you, my man, but it's lonely when you crash. They don't know me from a strand, try to throw me with the batch. Only in a jam, do you know me to react? I be smoky like the lamb, we were roasted like a bear. I pop a holy like the lamb, and still be bogus with the cash.
I pop up holy like the lamb, nigga.
You told me in advance. Don't forget the N-E-Y. Don't forget the M-O-M-O-N-E.
More money.
Don't forget the
And like I said, when he purposely not enunciating words, he's doing it here. So it's not like, so he's doing, it's intentional. You feel me? Like and D'Angelo, the singer, kind of does this too. You listen to D'Angelo's music, it's a lot of just aesthetic. Like he's purposely making words muddy. So that Mike's doing it here, he's spelling out more money, but he's purposely slurring the word. So it's just a part of his thing.
M-O-N-E-Y. Don't forget the M-O-M-O-N-E. Don't forget the M-O-M-O-N-E-Y. Don't forget the M-O-M.
He's laughing. He can barely even keep a straight face while he's saying it. Like, and yeah, let the beat ride out. That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah, that was my favorite song so far. That nigga went in on that one. Let me save that. World Market, More Money. And track number 13, we got Crystal Ball.
Forget the K-E, the money while I reside. Don't forget to pay me at best, I'm a whip out. Niggas couldn't train me, I dreamt about big house. Loki on the daily. Remember we was sit out. Show me where they pay green, flexing just to stick out. I flex because of great G's, impressive.
Yeah. Well, you say you flexing just to stand out. I'm flexing because of great genes. Is that?
I had to shave clean and let it rain be. Forget I've been a bit wild. Trying for my late teens, treasure in my mid now. That's what hate brings. Jay could be a missile. Persistent action ain't be the message never get around. I'm sitting with the same piece, regret it if I let down. But shit, you gotta change speed, bent. I'm a slizzard. Fresher than the ANC, so death by my scissor. Why I gotta pay respects to the skizzard. Paranoia chase me, it's M to the Izard. Don't forget the KE, money where I reside. Don't forget to pay me, bent. I'm a slizzard. Fresher than the AC, so death by my scissor. But why I gotta pay respects to the skizzard. Paranoia chase me. It's M to the Izard. Don't forget the KE.
Yeah. Okay. Crystal ball. And we got now track number 14, Sandra or Sandra. I've heard these sounds in a song before. Might have been an EDM song.
I guess that's just how it is. I guess that's just how it is, right? This some shit that didn't sit right. Still feel the same. Talking about pops and trying to get it right. Don't need no fame, just a dollar, make it get by. Do the shit again. I got trauma, spent the midnight. Reminiscing pain, told her hollow when it's midnight.
Yeah. Nigga got multiple styles. We ain't heard this flow yet. Multiple styles, bro. Take note.
Niggas walk around with big pride, buffing when it's fake. Mommy show me and my sis, right?
Niggas walk around with big pride, buffing when it's fake.
Right, gotta do the same. That's just how it is, right? This shit
posture,
right? So feel the same. Talk my pops and try and get it right. Don't need no fame, just a dollar, make it get by. Do the shit again. I got trauma, spent the midnights, reminiscing pain. Told her hollow when it's midnight, with them number plates. Niggas walk around with big pride, buffing when it's fake. Mommy
just be cool too.
This, right? Gotta do the same. I be cautious how I live life. I know niggas praying. I thought it didn't get like calling different friends. They be talking out of limb like it's not okay. From the squad I'm getting kid vibes. Now we not the same shit. Shit is big, Mike. Lawless in my veins. From them ball, I'm fetching big lies. Ballin' for the plane. For my dog, I do the shit twice.
I'll fuck with this one.
For my dog and down.
This some songwriting type shit.
Name through the dollars and the grand times on this didn't break. I've been walking across the thin line regardless of my fate. That's just how it is, right?
I've been walking on a thin line regardless of my faith.
This some shit that didn't sit right. Still feel the same. Told my pops I'm trying to get right. Don't need no fame, just a dollar, make it get by. Do this shit again. I got drama, spent the midnights, reminiscing pain. Told her hollow when it's
this is probably my second favorite.
Niggas walk around with big pride, barking when it's fake.
Yeah, barking when it's fake.
My sis, right? Gotta do the same. That's just how it is, right? This the shit that didn't sit right. Still feel the same. Told my pops I'm trying to get right. Don't need no fame, just a dollar, make it get.
Make sure I'm not missing no extra bars. Oh yeah, that beat at the end. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so that's probably my second favorite. Y'all know, like, I'm a songwriting dude, so I think this is the first time I don't know. It's the most memorable hook, if not the first hook that I can remember on the album. So I like that songwriting stuff, and he kept that flow. He had the hook, the beat cool, mellow. It's my type of speed. Track number 15, Tailwind.
Hello. I hate to get involved. It be quick and stress. It's all you know. I defy. I've been called for the biggest steps. Talk. They be bitter like boss and we the bigger threat. It's
They be bitter like balsamic vinaigrette, and that's my favorite salad dressing, you know, so I fuck with that bar. You know what I mean? I ain't never heard a balsamic vinegar reference in a rap song,
I
ever.
hate to get involved. It be quick and stress. It's all, you know, I've been called for the biggest steps. It's talk. They be bitter like balsamic vinaigrette. Dogs, we the bigger threat. It's fogs. Mama thought I got this cough from a cigarette. You soft in the flesh, then be soft on the internet. Bark with your chest and
You be soft in the flesh and even softer on the internet. That's for you internet
soft
thugs.
in the flesh, then be soft on the internet. Bark with your chest and you barter with your innocence. The stars on the bench to be a starter when it finishes. The scar in my head that tomorrow is an infinite. When the charge, they can win to disregard what the mission is. I'm shark where the fishes swim. It's bars
Flow.
when it is an art where my feelings live. The star, but really all the dark shit is limitless and tar. But still I take it far. Whispering the charms. Please show me where you are. It's an infant in your arms. We keep rolling where it shards. My timidness I guard. I learned to live a bit. And large take my dividends in March. Wrote the centric kit. In March rolling splits to fill a spark. Total bridges split apart. I hope the distance feel it sharp. In a minute it'll be ours. Every vision we embark. Still got them pictures from the parkway. Skipping past the narcs. We taking wins when we in harm's way. It's written we the arc. Listen like Marley.
And I would dry up that.
Alright, so that might be the most impressive rhyme scheme that I've heard on the album. Cause so that's probably my third favorite, Tailwind. Track number 16, Airdrop.
You say it's up, well they know me for stretching and praise. Exchange of trust cause it showed me a lesson. I make the jump if it show me redemption and faith. I'll wait a bunch, I'll wait a fuck. What you sold me looking less than I pay. They say with grudges how them lonely niggas rest in their grave. They change the subject, how I'm supposed to respect it. You say you want me but you know me for seconds. It's strange, my greatest hunt should be exposing a weapon. My favorite buzz would be the rope of reception, the race. My face be numb and so devoted and restless. My sacred mother while I'm overprotective and safe. Be saying much but it ain't so, but discretion is late. I said my love, let me know if you get it. I'm blazed and probably drunk, scared to open your message for days. I'm out of luck. I said my love, let me know if you get it.
Yeah, I low-key didn't want to talk during that because
I said my love, let me know if you get it.
I low-key didn't want to talk because I didn't want to miss a bar. And I knew it was a short song. I really like that beat. I feel like the second half of the album is stronger than the first half, you know, which you don't really hear often. Usually artists, they start off strong, they put all their good shit in the front so they can get their streams off and all that. And just to hope that you just transfer over to the second half. I feel like the first half was a lot more abrasive and a lot more unconventional and unorthodox to kind of shake out the non-listeners. Then the second half, that's when you get, at least for me, or maybe it's because I've had a chance to, you know, hear his style. I'm catching a lot more of these bars, at least more so than on the first half. And it just feels more intentional, the second half lyrically, like, and meant to be understood in a way. I don't know if that makes sense. So we're at the end. Spiral, disco, outro. So we hear these drums often in hip hop. Let me try to think where that comes from. I'm not gonna sample some of it.
Piano. Wood. couldn't make the shit up. Annoyed, remember all the joy and the big ups. The noise, nah, niggas isn't choice, they be pickups. And Boy Scouts, hear it in they voice, it be hiccups. Coin John, hear this the voice from the picture. I think they fear me, they should join they militia, there be points now. Lady, but my joints getting bigger, it be doinks now. Hades and the oinks getting quicker, I avoid crowds.
What Chief say, smoking points? Was that the bar?
Coin John, hear this the voice from the picture. I think they fear me, they should join they militia, there be points now. Lady, but my joints getting bigger, it be doinks now. Hades and the oinks getting quicker, I avoid crowds. How come it's my heart that be broke up? Enough cries, how come every doll I want is stuck up? Prime, so much that I guard, that I stutter. Sunshine, tucked beneath them stars, it be cluttered with tough times. And scars from another that was once mine. Really do these bars to recover, not for punchlines. Papa said it's harsh how they done us. We lust like, but gotta stay alarmed for they crush us. It's one dice, you gotta use some charm and some structure. And sometimes you gotta use the arm of your brother. Dumb pride, I learned to be the calm and the thunder, the sunrise.
Oh, dumb pride. I was taught to be the calm in the thunder. It's a weather reference. Sunrise. I was taught to be the calm in the thunder. Basically the leader. Sunrise. Sun, keeping the weather reference with the thunder. But Sun, he's from New York, so they used to call each other Sun. Sunrise. Quick little double entendre. So who knows how many of those I missed on the album, but that's the first like double entendre, like lyrical double entendre that I caught. You know, where it's done intentionally, so. And the piano is the main focal part of this beat. The drums is kind of tucked in back. These are the most pronounced drums on the whole album, and they're kind of still like tucked in back. We still got another 3 minutes on this song, just about. So we get another verse, we get a beat change, we're gonna get the African speakers. What's about to happen?
Wherever we lay our hands on, you and your sisters shall be prospered in the name of Jesus. Hallelujah shall be our song. Joy shall be our song. In the name of Jesus, I pray. Sleep on my Lord.
This be hard. Okay, some saxophone. What the hell? Got Bill Clinton on this bitch.
Every creative
abrupt ending
instinct that we had, she was there to nurture us. She was there to guide us. She was there to tell us and to listen to everybody. No one music is greater than people.
Literally do not know what's gonna happen at any point during this album. If you thought you knew, you did not know, bro.
Pick that song and the tune.
I think that's it. I don't want to hold y'all too long. Okay, let me just get another beat. Okay. So that was Disco by Mike. So if this is your first go into Mike, you can see, like I mentioned earlier, aesthetic is very important to Mike. Like the overall sound and the overall sound direction, the mixing, the placements of certain sounds is at times almost more important to him than having audible lyrics that you can understand, which for a very lyrical and wordy rapper like Mike is uncanny, because his verses at times are so deep, you would anticipate that he wants it to be heard and put on the forefront, but the sound is much more important to him, which is why you get songs like Big Love, which is why you get these beat changes, which is why you get this abrupt ending on the outro, to the first beat. For wordy rappers, and you guys have heard me say this, like lyrical, wordy rappers like an Elzai, like a Ransom, who I reviewed on this channel, and I put Mike in that same bag, just in terms of being lyrical and wordy. Other than that, there's no similarity. Lyrical and wordy, and by wordy, I don't mean it like with a negative connotation. I mean wordy and like they have a lot to say. They have an extensive vocabulary, and they will spit a verse that's very intricately rapped. You oftentimes don't hear those type of rappers put the sound first. Usually those type of rappers crafting the song and crafting a distinct style is their Achilles heel, but not with Mike. He has his style, he has his aesthetic. If you listen to his other albums, Renaissance Man, Resistance Man, Black Soap, May God Bless Your Hustle, I'm just Warn My Pen, I'm just naming the ones that I've heard. I haven't heard all of them, but those I have heard, plus this one, Disco. His style is, you can hear he has a very distinct style, which again, for the super lyrical, super wordy rappers, they usually haven't found that part yet of themselves, and a lot of them, like Papoose too, I'll review, it's like a constant journey to find that throughout their career. Not with Mike. So it's very hard for me to even try to rate this album on one listen, because this is not meant to be understood on one listen. And I would challenge you to find any album reviewer on YouTube who is going to sit on a real goddamn first listen and catch as much and break down as much as I just tried to do. So for me to even rate this album is foolish, because I don't even understand the album yet. But I do know that there is a constant reference to faith. There's a constant reference to family. I won't say constant, repeated. His sister, his mother, and there's constant introspection. Him looking at others. He had a bar where he says you bark loud or something this and that. He had a bar where he's talking about you soft in the flesh, but you even softer on the internet. So it's a lot of introspection, him looking at himself, him looking at others, reference to faith, to family. And if I were to go and read these verses along with these songs, I would uncover a lot deeper lyrics, and at times maybe even dark, touching on, the dark side of one's personality than I initially heard on this first listen. So my favorite songs, World Market for sure. Nigga, that verse, can I hear that right quick? Sandra, World Market, Sandra, Tailwind, and then Spiral Disco was tough too. Dope album by Mike, man. Very dope album. If you have the $8, be sure to go support this. These are artists trying different things and really giving looks we haven't heard before. He had a balsamic vinegar line. He has vocabulary. Like, I was on my edit to see the entire album. I didn't know what was going to happen, and that's tough to do on a rap album, where a lot of people feel like everything's been rapped about already. Like, what can a rapper do that's different? Well, here you go. Whether you agree with his style and the way he muddies his voice, through word slurring, like on the Mo Money hook, or, just through pushing his voice, mixing it under massive bass, whether you agree with that or not, the fact that he can have you on the edge of your seat through a 17 song album. It's not like a short album or anything. It's like 40-50 minutes, 17 songs. There's something to be said about that. But anyways, shout out to Mike. Oh yeah, he had a song on Warn My Pen called a UCR. So are you a UCR alumni? Are you a fellow Highlander? Shout out to UCR. I definitely need to sit with this album a little bit longer though. But those are my thoughts. So anyways, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Artists, if you would like me to review or react to your album, just like I did this one here, be sure to, almost a car accident right there. Niggas can't drive, bro. So Artists, if you would like me to review or react to your album like I just did here, be sure to go to top5rapwebsite.com. I simplified that process. Submit the form, the payment. We'll streamline that for you. It's a 1 week turnaround, so I usually get them done within 1 week, but 1 week at most. Secure payments. Just check us out. And this is top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.